Let me ask you a question, family. Are you a member of the Tiger's Nest subscription team? If the answer is no, well, you are really missing out. First of all, the Tiger's Nest subscription is only $25 per month. And you will receive, listen to this, each and every episode of our nightly radio program, The Tiger's Nest, information, inspiration, and a lot more. In addition to this, advanced subscription will give you a copy of all of our video documentaries, whether they be full length or short, to include A Penny Maker, The Night of the Black Tiger, and The Santa Claus Massacre, just to name a few, all for free. You will also receive every new upcoming video documentary, again, whether it be full length or short, for only $25 per month as a subscriber to the Tiger's Nest. But wait, there is more, much more. All books written by myself, Honorable Priest Isaac, will be given for free to all subscribers, including our upcoming books. All of our subscribers will have free access to all of our special events, lectures, webinars, and conferences that are valued $100 or less. And this access again will be for free. Plus, all of our one-time payment courses, for example, Ancient Astronomy and the Evolution Motivational Business course, will be for half price to all our Tiger's Nest subscribers. Wow! All of this and more for a subscription of only $25 per month. Now listen to this. You could also get a 6-month or an annual subscription plan, which will be much more economical. Family, this is it. For more information, in fact, to sign up and become a subscriber, visit our website, priestisaacInstitute.com, or just send me an email, priestisaacInstitute@gmail.com, and become a subscriber to the Tiger's Nest and never miss another episode again, plus much, much, much more. Blessed love. Yes, royal family, blessed love, glorify the life giver and the keeper of life, Emperor Haile Selassie I. Give thanks for your presence with us. Another episode of the Tiger's Nest, of course, right here on Radio Anu International, which is the international flavor, the universal spice. The website is priestisaacInstitute.com, which is the website of the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge. Give thanks for your presence, of course, your humble servant, the Honorable Priest Isaac, here at the moment. What a joy. Just giving you a connection of happiness right now as we enter into another edition of the Tiger's Nest family. This is a program that comes to you every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at the hour of 7 p.m. sharp. Make sure you are here with us. If for some reason that is not possible, it's okay. You can become a subscriber to the Tiger's Nest and you will never miss another episode again. But of course, you know, even according to the ad you just heard, there are many benefits that comes with just being a subscriber to the Tiger's Nest. For example, we have a lecture upcoming the 24th day of Sunday, 24th day of March, which is Sunday, the 24th day of March. And the lecture is entitled Sheba, Axel, and the Ark. Definitely, once you are a subscriber to the Tiger's Nest, you do not pay for our webinars. You do not pay for the online lectures, workshop, whatever it is that we have. You will eventually, depending on how long you continue to be a monthly subscriber, receive all of the books that we write. For example, the upcoming full-length video documentary, which will be What is Ancient Astronomy? Beautiful, beautiful documentary. When it comes out, you're going to marvel. all those who are definitely long-standing, I'm talking about subscribers of the Tiger's Nest, will receive the brand new DVD documentary, video documentary, all the books, all the video documentaries, and once again, even all the events that we host online. So I don't think that it is a losing game at all when you subscribe or become a subscriber to the Tiger's Nest radio program. What say you? Beautiful. Family, this evening we're going to be going into, oh, yes, pardon me, to become a subscriber. All you have to do, well, you're on the website already, but for sure, you email us, Priest Isaac Institute at gmail.com, and let me know, hey, brother, I would like to become a subscriber. I would like to be a part of this family here. I will be a part of the subscription team. And remember, family, we're always doing brand new things around here. So there's always something to offer every month coming out of the realms of the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge. Now, I want to go straight to the subject at hand. And, you know, I'm going to call on the energy of my good brother, Brother Kemet Shockley, for this one. I will be humbly utilizing a small excerpt from the brand new documentary that the good brother would have produced. Now, Brother Kemet Shockley, those of you who could recall, he would have visited us right here in the Tiger's Nest already. In fact, we have a video with him that we did an interview with him as well, and he was a headline for a previous Patreon state. Brother Kemet Shockley, he would have also appeared in the Hidden Colors documentary done by one brother, Tariq Nashad, I think the brother's name is. But anyway, he also spoke of this brand new documentary, and the name of the documentary is, listen good, get your pen and pad, Cultural War, Focus on Black Youth. What did I say? Cultural War, Focus on Black Youth. It's like about 5 episodes within this one documentary. I think he's just completed the first season, if I'm not mistaken. He's working on a second season. So you can go to Amazon. You can just search engine it, but you can go to Amazon and get it from Amazon. Again, Cultural War, Focus on Black Youth, Brother Kemet Shockley. And I think he spells it KMT, you know, Shockley, like you got shock, Lee, L-E-Y. And I'm going to, once again, use just a bit of the presentation, a small excerpt from the second episode entitled, You Failed the Test. Very beautifully done documentary, family. It has a lot of entertaining aspects, a lot of animation. Well, not a lot, but somewhat of a good amount of animation. I like the animation. The youths will love the animation, but it's a very serious. It is an extremely serious documentary that this brother would have put together as it relates to the educational system, as it relates to our psychology as a people. And I want us to get into that tonight. Very serious discussion because, you know, I'm telling you, this is going to get hot, really, because to me, we play around too much. But anyway, give thanks for your presence. Hey, family, before we go further, I want you to share this. We will be premiering this on radio and TV. So I want you, those of you listening to radio, and share the link. Share the radio station link with someone. Those of you who will be watching, share the link, share the video when it's, you know, completed. Listen, I mean, I'm happy for the likes and the thumbs up. In fact, you can do the thumbs up stuff. You can like it. That's good. But it's better when you share it. You know, take it and pass it on. Put it on your WhatsApp and send it through your whole feed. Some of you have a whole email list. You email many people every day. Give thanks, at least you are busy. You're a business person. throw the link on the email list for your brother and man. That's why you're here, because you think it's something good you're gonna get. Because every time you come, you get something good. Share it with someone else. Share it on your whole email blast list. You can't do that for me? Of course you can. I would fully appreciate, love it, Share it on your Facebook, share it, share this link, share the video, share the station, and let others know what is taking place. I would do it for you. All right, very good. Now, let us enter. Give thanks again, Brother Kevin Shockley. And again, family, let's support the brother with this level of work that he's doing.
Welcome back to the series. In this episode, I give the teachers a culture test. I tested teachers across the country, coast to coast. This is what happened when I gave the test to groups of very successful public school teachers, some of them the best in the country, who really do care about all of their students. This is a group of Washington, D.C. and Maryland teachers and administrators taking the culture test. The first test asked questions about European and white American history. Here were the results of the European and European American history test.
I want you to listen good, please. No, you know that your brother has to come in from time to time, because some of us, we listen, but sometimes it may get a bit, a little relaxing, and some of the key points get away. So I want you to get this. The first test consists of 10 questions about white American history and 10 questions about European history. The second test consists of 10 questions about Black American history and 10 questions about African history. You get that, family? Beautiful. Let's continue. This is amazing.
5 of the teachers got an A, 3 Ds, 1 F. This demonstrated that the majority of teachers were able to pass the European or white American history test.
Okay, so let's get this straight. In the European American history test, this is the results. The European American history test, the results are 5 of the teachers got an A. Very good. None of them got a B, none of them got a C. 3 of them got a D, and 1 of them, teachers, 1 of them got an F. Interesting. All right, let's continue.
The majority passed with an A. Then I gave them the African or Black American history test. This is what happened.
And we knew things on Europe because we offer AP European history.
Nearly everyone failed the Black history test. 1 person got a D. Here's teachers in Missouri taking the same test.
Okay, hold on before we go to Missouri. I want you to understand this is not the African history now. This is the African Black American history. And no one got an A. No one got a B. No one got a C. 1 person got a D. I don't know if we should applaud that. And the other 8 got an F. Interesting. All right, good. This is the African American history.
When I went to college, I graduated in '85. I'm a major in history and political science, and I took Africa, geography courses then, but it was more on geography, light on the history.
6 teachers, all 6 of them received an A on the white or European American history test. On the Black and African history test, 1 person got a C. All the rest of the teachers and administrators failed the Black history test.
In Missouri.
What does this all mean for Black students?
And if you ask me about Black history in America, I could probably do very well. But when you get me outside of America, you know, we just don't have it.
All right, now that's an important point. So that this is a group in Missouri he's talking to now. And you just heard their results. I'm not going to go through all the results because, of course, we'll stick on the results forever. But I just started so you get familiar with what we're really talking about. So he's saying, man, listen, give me some African-American history. He's not African-American. He's a European-American as such. But give me some Black American history and I guess I'll do fairly well. I'll do good. But outside of the country, you know. But what the brothers' result showed is that even with the African-American history as such, ones were still flunking. Yeah.
I could probably do very well. But when you get me outside of America, you know, we just don't have it. I just don't, either my memory's not there, because some of these I was like, what is it? You know, and then others I'm like, I don't even remember hearing this.
Again, I have to agree with my constituents, my guys here, that it's just not taught. And here in America, and that's not, you know, come to the conclusion this is our country.
And this is an African-American speaking. He's representing the army.
It's not taught. And here in America, and that's not, you know, come to the conclusion this is our country. It's not our homeland. It's not my ancestry or homeland. But I was born here. This is my country. I should learn about it, but I should not forget my roots either. But again, I can't find my roots outside my great-grandmother.
It's not a focus. Like Northway said, he didn't learn it in college.
And this is another Black brother representing the army.
He's a social study teacher.
Outside my great-grandmother.
It's not a focus. Like Northway said, he didn't learn it in college, and he's a social study teacher, so they didn't focus on it. They didn't put any emphasis on it. So he didn't learn it in college, and they didn't emphasize it. Then when he's teaching kids in the inner city, then he's not going to focus on it.
Here's teachers in Illinois taking the same test. Here are the test results. On the white or European American test, 2 A's, 2 C's, 1 F. On the Black or African American history test, 1 D and 4 F's.
That means no A's, African American, Black American, Black African American. No A's, no B's, no C's. 1 D, 4 F's. But with the white European American, that's how he labeled it this time. 2 A's, 2 C's, and 1 F's. Yeah.
I wanted to know what they thought.
The way our system and society is set up, nobody gives a damn about the Black African, because that is the test for Black Africans, because it's not what is it going to do in America. And I'm feeling some type of way.
Describe that feeling.
I'm feeling disappointed in myself. I was a history major at an HBCU, but I'm just disappointed.
When I think about the test,
No, I must stop again. You must understand what this brother that is speaking here now, he's speaking of his shock and disappointment. And Brother Shockley, interesting, is asking him, why are you disappointed? And what's wrong? And he said, man, he was a history major at a historically Black college. Now, this is very, very, very key. Those of you from that environment understands exactly what I'm speaking of when I speak of the historically Black college. He's coming from one of these historically Black college, and he majored in history. And I mean, he's getting an F in a history, a Black American history, not even an African history lesson, an African American, Black American history, slavery, and Harriet Tubman, and Nat Turner, and Sojourner Truth, and Martin Luther King. He flunked in that. He's a major from a historically black college. Oh, okay. I just want to make sure you understand what is being said here.
That is the test for Black Africans, because it's not what is it going to do in America? And I'm feeling some type of way.
Describe that feeling.
I'm feeling disappointed in myself. I was a history major at an HBCU, but I'm just disappointed.
When I think about the test, is that I'm a public school graduate, and it's the system you built on.
You know, what's the role of assimilation? What's the role of acculturation? What is all these other things that play a role in how we identify ourselves and then what we think is valuable and what we know?
This make me want to go back and learn more. Also, to be able to pour into my students, so there's no reason that I should have studied this. There's no reason that the system that me and him came from, we went to the same high school, failed us by telling us these things. And then they promoted one side, and then the other side was just left obsolete.
What do you all think it means for Black children that Black educators typically don't know the Black history part?
Flipping that test over, looking at it, I felt completely defeated. Oh my God. It was like I put my pencil down, y'all joke. I like to make humor out of my pain. I'm not even getting a yummy pencil, and I meant that because I felt defeated. On top of, I'm married to a historian.
So
I feel
so she is married to a historian. Interesting.
stupid. And I'm dead serious because there's things that I should have known. And I chose, I don't even know if I'm gonna say I chose not to retain it. But I can't say I did retain anything that was taught
Let
to
me say for those, when you get the video, please, look into ordering this video. Beautiful. Let your children sit and watch it. And he actually highlights, just for a moment, you would have to press pause. He shows the questions that were asked, and very simple in the sense that they're no different than the other. I'm not going to scroll back for it, but I can remember seeing what is the capital of Senegal. I think I would have also seen, if I'm not mistaken, who united Upper and Lower Egypt, things like that. And so you have a mixture of, because as you could see, he would have gone to different places. He would have given white European history test, African American history test, and then African test. I mean, it's a mystic vibes, but the questions really in general, my point is they don't appear to be like that way off. You may have to have done some level of studying. You may have to have done some level of reading, but that's the point. That's the point. It's not like you're just going to know the answer by common sense, but it is to prove to you that what may appear to be a simple question to some person becomes a hard question to another person because you've been purposely kept away from this sort of knowledge. That is what he was asking them. That's what the sister said when she turned over from the white European question sheet and she saw the Black American African question sheet. It felt as if she put her pistol down. You got what she was saying? That's what she meant. Okay, good.
because there's things that I should have known. And I chose, I don't even know if I'm gonna say I chose not to retain it. But I can't say I did retain anything that was taught to me. So if the system was that way then, how much has it changed?
How much has it changed? How much has all this stuff changed over time? I need somebody to make it plain for me. As much emotion and the teachers felt about not knowing information about Black history, I also needed to be set straight. Because I remember where I had started from in my investigation of this. I had been traveling around the country and I needed a reality check.
So what I meant when I said that if you're racist, teaching is a perfect profession for you to go into is kind of the same reason why, like, what's the, the adage, why don't you see the KKK and cops in the same room?
And let me come in here and give thanks to those who are just joining us. And I'm going to actually, what you're listening to now, for those who are just coming in, first of all, let me just say this, for those who are just coming in, you're listening to basically the audio and excerpt that we have taken from the documentary produced by Kemet Productions, KMT Productions, Brother Kemet Shockley, Cultural War, Focus on Black Youth. So we are definitely highlighting it. We are promoting it. We are encouraging you to go to Amazon. I'm sure there are other links. You could Google or whatever you search engine you use, Kemet Productions. The name of the video, it's a series, basically, documentary series, Cultural War, Focus on Black Youth. I'm telling you, I would have gone through it. It's beautifully done, very serious, very scholarly too, and also very entertaining in certain aspects of it. There's a beautiful part when he brought in Brother Anthony Browder and I think his grandchildren, and any child would like to sit down and watch that segment there. Beautiful, beautiful. But now there is a sister that is speaking here, and she is saying, many people wondered what she meant when she said, if you're racist, you know, teaching. I want you to get this in. If you're racist, this might be paraphrasing. If you're racist, teaching is the right, you know what I mean, business for you to get into. Let's check. Listen.
So what I meant when I said that if you're racist, teaching is a perfect profession for you to go into is
And she's a public school teacher. I don't think he put her name. She's from Maryland. She's white, you know. She's saying if you're racist, you know, this is the best job for you to get into. She's not promoting it, you know. She's going to lay it out for you so you can understand what she knows. Here it is.
of the same reason why, like, what's the, the adage, why don't you see the KKK and cops in the same room? Because they're the same person. I think that education has been a place where white women are sheltered and protected to do pretty much whatever they want. And education is not changing because white women don't want it to change. Oh. And I think that when we look at this data, as a white woman myself, you can't be a teacher teaching and not interrogate the data and wonder, well, what am I doing and how am I contributing to it when white women are the majority of the teaching force. So if Black children are encountering racism in schools and the majority of people teaching and working in schools are white women, Black children are encountering racism from white women.
And why would they not want to change it?
Because it benefits them. White women wouldn't want to change the system because it benefits us. It elevates our children. It elevates people who look like us, When people say, why do you want to be a teacher? They're always like, oh, did you have a good teacher? Did you have a white woman who loved you and wanted you to do this? I think, whiteness as a system, we've seen it continually. If it does change, it changes specifically to protect itself. And I don't think education is any different. I can't imagine how we can look at other systems and say this is how whiteness perpetuates itself to maintain power, and not look at school systems in the same way and ask critically, what are white women doing to maintain this power dynamic that continually crushes Black children? I am invited into spaces with Black communities. I am not part of the Black community. So I think that the greatest thing that I've seen Black communities do and Black families is, I think you know your children best.
While she was talking about education, the same lesson can relate to all areas of people activity. Is the entertainment industry going to depict your community the way it would really want to be depicted in the middle of a cultural war.
No, this is what we know. Now, you hear what the brother said, in the middle of a cultural war. Family, this is why this work is being done. Give thanks for Brother Shop. Give thanks for anyone that is doing any genuine work towards the liberation of our people. That's why sometimes I have to, even my audience, I have to come and give you a straight-to-straight, face-to-face talk. This is not no time to play. We cannot just be cheerleaders and just be sitting on the fence right now. We have to be on the battlefield. You hear what the brothers say, this is a cultural war. For example, and I'm very serious, for example, so you just heard an excerpt of the brother's audio. How many of us are going to make it our business to go on Amazon and purchase this documentary here? After all the work that the brother put in, the brother would have come to the Tiger's Nest. The brother would have spoken about the documentary. The brother would have obviously taken the time to travel and interview key people. I mean, you haven't heard anything yet. That's just one little piece. As I said, it's at least 5 parts, 5 episodes that full of this documentary that he would have just produced. The name of it is Cultural War. As he said, this is a cultural war. Will your enemy depict you properly in a cultural war when your enemy runs the media? In a cultural war? This is what he's saying. So this is why we know in the cultural war. But this is the point. Most of us are not aware. We are all in the war. Very few of us are at war. I want you to get me. Very few of us are at war, but we are all in the war. So if we think being passive in this war will, we're just going to cool out until the war comes to an end. No. This is the kind of war where the winner will be alive and the loser will be dead. Yeah, that's the kind of war we're in right now. So this is why now the education aspect, it's education we're talking about here. Education, pardon me. We're not talking about religion. We're not talking about belief. We're not talking about even what's taking place in our beloved land of Haiti. But interestingly, we're talking about all of that because we're talking about education. We're talking about a cultural war, which is war in general. So when Marcus Messiah Garvey teaches us that the enemy don't have to shackle your hands, the enemy don't have to shackle your wrist, the enemy don't have to shackle you around the neck or your ankles or anything like that. All they have to do is shackle your mind. And that is exactly what the education system does. It shackles your mind. So the last speaker there, she was clearly showing you. You heard what she said at the beginning. If you want to, if you are racist, the profession of a teacher is the perfect profession. According to the stats that Brother Kemet Shockley put up, 84%, let me make sure I read it correctly. 84% of the teachers of Black students, listen to this, 84% of the teachers of Black students in the United States of America are white women. So what is being said here, and the lady that was speaking is a white woman, and she's showing you, hey, this ain't looking good for your people, because they know almost 100% now. You see a class full of Zulus, and a Celtic young lady is teaching them. That's really what it is, a class full of lions. A class full of lions being taught by Give me another one there. Something. Yeah. So the point is that the education system is not only designed not to teach you the truth, you know. It's a war. War go on. War go on. That's it. War is going on. Mercy, family, this all night. Okay. So we listen to this information. You hear what? These were teachers, Teachers, history majors, coming from Black universities, and they could not pass an African-American test. But they passed the European-American test, and both tests were not that different from each other. This is the point. You have to put everything together to understand what I'm saying. You have a history major coming from a historically Black university, not from a Black school. A historically Black university. I think they call them HBCUs, something like that. And he failed the history test for Black America and passed the European test. That's why he said he was ashamed. He is disappointed in himself and just disappointed in general. The sister said when she turned over the test to look at the Black American test now, and she started to read the questions, she felt as if she put her pistol down. And they were obviously touched at their inability to pass the history test of their own people. Recent history too. Yesterday, their grandmother's history. They had no idea what to put on the paper. So what does that have to say? Or what does that say, pardon me, about our situation today, here and now? Family, this is why we have the institute. This is why I am telling you, I mean, sometimes ones may not like when I say it like this, but I am convinced we don't really love our young ones. And I know, you don't have to be vexed with me. Everybody loves the people, the children that they bear. Okay, and even if that was so, that's not good enough. Loving the children you bring into the world, that ain't good enough. You're supposed to have a heart that literally just reaches out to your people. But the young ones, the little babies that just come into the world with the spirit glowing, man, we should find ways and means of protecting them. But how many of us think about that? How many of us have that on our agenda as if it's a target or as if it is a goal to assist the next generation, to assist the babies, even our own, even our own. Many of us, we're very comfortable in just bringing children into the world and just relaxing. Maybe giving them some good food and just relaxing, and the system say, come, bring them here. I will school them. And we just send them and we don't even debrief them when they come home. We don't even brief them before they go. Whatever the circumstances different places have their different laws and rules. Some places, I mean, I don't know whatever the case is. But the point I'm making is that we are at war, and somehow the mind, and this is the point. That's what the media does. It destroys the mind. So you feel comfortable in hot burning coal, a burning lake. There's an example, I don't really always like to use it, but I'm going to use it because most people are familiar with it as it relates to a frog. They say if you throw a frog in a hot boiling pot of water, the frog will jump out right away, I would imagine. They say if you put it in a cool pot of water and turn the fire on and make it slowly heat up. Somehow, for whatever reason, the frog just won't move. The same thing with the elephant and the chain. They say if you get a baby elephant and you put the elephant and you put the chain and you stake it in the ground. When the elephant get big, even though you can pull the stake out, the elephant will just stay there. I never had an elephant to examine this, but so this is what they say. But the theory with the pussycat now is not a theory. I've seen this many times. Your friend gives you a little pussycat, a little kitten, eh? Kitten scratching. The kitten leaves you bleeding, you know. Trust me, I know what I'm saying. You have trouble just trying to tie a string around the kitten's neck so that you can tie the other end to the table's leg of the table so the kitten doesn't get away. And you put a box of sand there for the kitten. And say anytime you want to poo kitten, poo in the box. Sometimes it takes a time before the kitten picks up what he has to do, but it gets the picture. You put a saucer there with some milk or some whatever you give to the cat, and the kitten laps it up after a while. The kitten is your best friend. In 2 weeks, you can release the string. The kitten is going nowhere. In fact, the kitten will become big and bring kittens for you. That's how it works. So this is a system. The killers and the enemy that runs the system did all of this. They researched this, they studied this, they looked at nature, they understood how to manipulate and how to domesticate wild animals. Hear me good, huh? These people have the art of domesticating things that are well aligned with nature. Man, our ancestors' book, what's the name of the book there? African Holistic Health, Dr. Africa, Leela Africa. In that book, he speaks about the gorillas in the zoo. How many of you have read that book? And he says the gorillas in the zoo now. I think he was saying gorillas either they don't menstruate or this how the cycle works is very far and few and far between each cycle, and I think it's just a drop. I don't know, something with the gorillas, and he mentioned kangaroos if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, but I know he was speaking of the whole menstrual cycle as being a hemorrhage. It's not natural, and even when the woman started that cycle again, it was definitely no pain, none of that stuff. It was just one little tip of blood and something of the sort. But anyway, to the gorilla. He was saying that the gorilla now, of course, gorillas are vegetarians and they eat the bamboo and they eat the plants with a lot of water and liquid. He's saying at the zoo, in the Brooklyn Zoo, they started to feed the gorillas on hamburgers. This is in the book, African Holistic Health, Dr. Leela Africa, read it. And he's saying that after a time, the female gorillas started to menstruate on a diet of hamburgers. After a time, the female gorillas started to menstruate. And then now, the male gorillas started to practice homosexual tendencies or behaviors, I should say. They developed homosexual tendencies and started to exhibit homosexual behaviors. Yes, that's the right way of putting it. This is what the brother said in the book. I'm sure you remember the other brother from the university there in California. I think it's Berkeley. You remember that? I can't remember his name. The black brother from Berkeley University. He was commissioned to work on this insecticide. I don't remember the name of the insecticide, but when that came out, we did programs on that about 10, 12 years ago. And in his research with the insecticide, it was an insecticide that they were putting on plants. to keep away the insects. Either an insecticide or fertilizer, something of the sort. But when he utilized this fertilizer in his lab on frogs and other animals, he's saying that the male frog started to develop ovaries. Imagine that. And started to do homosexual things. Imagine that. Another example of frogs there. But because of that, he didn't want to have anything to do with this product, to the point that his life was threatened, to the point that I think he actually escaped some sort of assassination plot. I think he's still around today. Berkeley, California University. He was a professor or is a professor at the university, and he dealt with that specific chemical from that company there, one of those companies that are like Monsanto. You understand what I'm saying? So this is just a reality. I'm saying all of that to show you how real it is in this world. On the planet, but in the world was created by the enemy. So they create food, they create chemicals, they create all sorts of things to even turn the male into a female. And that is why many of our brothers and sisters, unbeknown to them, to their own selves, have gone down a queer path. And some of us as adults, people older than me, get so weird that they're talking about, well, you know, if he wants to be called a she, it's all right. Who am I to say? Imagine that. If he wants to be called a she, it's all right. Who am I to say? And if you want to rape a girl, it's all right too, eh? And if you want to sleep with his sister, that's okay, said way. And what about if you want to lay down with a dog? Because that's where it's going. Not going, that's where it is. That is exactly where it is. So what I'm highlighting to you, family, the educational system. This is why we have the international homeschool program. And this is why I'm even highlighting. Yes, of course, I give thanks. Let me be clear here. I'm very thankful, you know, to all those who even, you know, come on board as it relates to the international homeschool program. But I know for sure, I am positive that more individuals could take an initiative to even bring such a helpful program to their young ones. This is what's lacking, you know. We have to keep in mind, okay, just observe how we move. We are just sealing up African History Month essay competition, which we would have been doing for 11 years. Just watch me go. 11 years. As you know, the reason why we began that essay competition program is because we have been advocating for over 15 years to get African history into the schools. When I say advocating, real advocacy, I mean pen, paper, letters, type. Even this is when the coming into the new age as such, you know, emails, yeah. And forgetting about that other stuff we used to do. What we used to do, the fax machine and all of that. That gone now. Emails, different vibes. No more sending it through the snail mail. Of course, we still deliver the letters. Even in this time, you need a hard copy as well. But the point I'm making is that we had to shift the direction. We are still advocating for African history into schools, but we couldn't sit and wait for them to do that, because we would be a fool to just sit down and wait for them to do that. Even those of us asking for reparation, we would be foolish to just sit and wait. We may say, well, it's a must. Yeah, it's a must, but listen, far right. We got to begin to do for ourselves. So yes, you can have a committee that is dealing with reparatory justice, but we need a bigger committee that's dealing with it from our own perspective. For example, education. I always believe that that is where reparation begins, education, and we do not need anyone to give us education. In fact, it would be to our detriment if we're going to sit down and depend on scholarships as reparation. Scholarships to go where? To the same historical black institution that our brother went to, and then he came out and could not pass an African American test. That's where you're giving me the scholarship to go. What if you're with me here? This is serious, man. So reparation, especially when it comes to education, have to begin with us. Yeah. That's why we do the African History Month essay competition. That's why we initiated the art competition. And that was specifically for the little one. That is to bring a psychological understanding to them. I already showed you what happened a few days ago. Well, it's a few strongs ago now, when we visited the schools for African History Month, and we showed them the picture of the Black Madonna and child. And ones were like they don't have no idea whatsoever, or whosoever, whatsoever you're showing me, what you're showing me, we don't know what you're talking about. Who is this? That's Christ and his mother. Oh, come on. We don't believe that. You sure? One young child I told you already was like, you sure? Teacher, you sure? Because that's what they call anyone that comes and teach them. Teacher, you sure that's Jesus and Mary? I mean, I know it's not Jesus or such, but I just had to show them, yes, this is Christ and his mother. But that is to show you how the system is designed. This is by design, you know. And their parents and their teachers, they as well, victims. They came to the same system. It's just a bit more rigorous now. And we're all numb. We're all dumb. We're like zombies, just moving around. Yes, master, what did you say to do? Come, children. No, we don't do that here. Comb your hair. Don't eat this. Don't eat that. Say your prayers now. Close your eyes. That's what we are. You know, we're not innovative. So we now, in the conscious community, we fall into the same trap. We fall into the same trap. Most of us send our children to school. Yeah. And we don't have even a supplement program to balance it off. Many of us do it just because of laziness. So then, I mean, because I can't see why you would do that and still not have a program to balance it off. In fact, the first step is to find a program to not to send them there. This is the point. So it is important, Rastafari. It is important, conscious-minded people, for us to know how detrimental it is with that system here that we're dealing with. You heard what the lady said. Now, everyone may not be in a quote-unquote United States of America. Of course, we have a grand audience here. But even if you're in an all-black country, even if you're in a Caribbean country, even if you're in Africa, and the teacher is not white, yes, psychologically, that's a boost. But at the same time, it's still the same mentality handed down. That's the point. It's no black culture mentality that is coming to the child, only maybe in some unique situations. That's why most of the teachers are women in general. So just a young lad, a young boy, a young prince growing up all of his young age, and his mentor, his teacher, his counselor has been women. Next psychological vibration taking place there too. That's the system, that's the Rockefeller system designed for us. Family, of course, you know, we have an international homeschool enrollment party, which is taking place on Sunday, the 17th day of March. Now, this enrollment party is totally free, and we will be on that day showing you exactly what we have to offer as it relates to the international homeschool program that we have ongoing. I can tell you, this is why I am very proud of the international homeschool program, because what it does, and the Institute in general, it is definitely geared to attack. I will use that term attack because it's war. Attack that psychological, mind-bending, mind-crippling agenda to keep us away from our Afrocentricity in all ways and forms. So this is why our international homeschool program not only offers African history designed, listen to me, designed for the young little mind. Yeah. But we also offer the key sciences, again, designed for the young little minds. That's where we are starting, and we are growing. As you know, every day we bring out classes, fresh classes, new classes to our students. So when you understand the international homeschool program now, we offer astronomy, and we still offer biology for little babies, little babies, toddlers, those that are crawling on the rug. Yeah, because you are going to put on the TV. Some of you are going to leave a cellular phone in their hands and say, watch this. So it is better for you at that young age when they're like sponge. They're like a sponge. Don't give them SpongeBob. That's a problem there. You need to give them mathematics. That's why we also have the early childhood program. You need to give them mathematics. These short videos are designed for little children to catch their attention and to leave things in their mind that will stay forever. I mean, family, come on. You understand the science, if once you work that child, by the time they're 7, they belong to you. Trust me. By the time they're 12, there's no turning back at all. But it needs constant work. That's why we're here. That's why I'm here to assist. All of this is to help you, to help us, to help me as well. Because this is not about me, this is about a generation. Can you remember what I said my goals are? At least the key goal that involves everyone is empire building. So we have to get to the minds of the young ones. So again, the enrollment party for the international homeschool, yeah, it's a party, man. We're going to be having a grand time. It's a grand celebration. Yes, it's gonna be a real shindig. Yeah, we're gonna be celebrating, and the children will definitely love this. The children will be having a joyful time. The children will be having a ball. And of course, we're gonna have free packages for all those who register. Remember, family, this is not going to be on YouTube, You have to register for this. So you have to email us. You have to visit the website. And register, and then that will entitle you to a free education package. Definitely, just for registering, and you don't have to pay to register. I'm telling you. And those who will enroll on that day, yeah, man, it's going to be a joy. You'll be getting free gifts to go with your enrollment. It's going to be beautiful. We're going to show you all the different aspects of the international homeschool program that's available, how you could access them, the daily classes, the one-on-one classes and consultation and mentoring with myself and the team. Beautiful vibration, family, and of course, extremely inexpensive. And we will have special offers even on that very day. So this is what it's all about to me. Building an institute. You building an empire, you have to build institutions. Yeah, you have to build schools and universities and colleges and courses and programs to edify. This is reparation here, regaining the mind of our youth. So as soon as the youth is born, number one, get them away from the injection quick. Imagine that. I tell you, this is war. Imagine that's the first duty, to dodge them bullets. And you know, start to nourish the young lad and start the young princess and start to nourish the mind as well. Don't be afraid. You don't have to speak to them. Oh, go, go, ga, 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 ga. Ga, 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 go, 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 go. Foolishness. Who teach you that? Speak to them like a human being. Now is the time to give the young ones the key Swahili. As I said, we have a beautiful package for the early child development. Beautiful. Once you get your child on that, you'll be surprised when they start to speak, they're speaking Swahili for you. Okay. When they start to speak, they're telling you about igneous rocks and metamorphic rock and sedimentary rock. You'll see. Yeah, early child development program. That's how serious we are when it comes to the international homeschool program. It is a program that is continually growing. You heard what the sister said there. This is a white supremacy cesspool of corruption. They're having a party with their educational system, and the same system has spread all across the world. It's the same system. The uniform, the time you go to school and lunch break and all of that is the same thing. Eh? It's the same thing. Yeah. So family, I personally will encourage you. This ain't no whole heap of no money to spend, man. Especially if you're coming to the enrollment party, I would encourage you to incorporate our international homeschool program as a part of your family agenda. Number one, remember, you know, just like a school program, even if they attend school as such, you know, I like to call it the killing fields, but even though they may attend school, and of course, you know, there are some schools out there that, what they call them, freedom schools, where the Black agenda is really pushed. So give thanks if you locate these schools and you patronize these schools as well. All powers to you. You understand? But again, even if the child is a part of quote unquote school, remember now the whole school is designed not to bore, you know, but to definitely to keep the young ones excited. So every day, the international homeschool program history is sent out, and then the next day the astronomy sent out for that package. Then of course you have the biology package. Every day the biology goes out as well. And again, remember you have the package for the early childhood, which is general knowledge and mathematics for the early beginner, you know, the young one. This is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Just visit the website and you'll get more information on that. But the main thing, make sure you enroll for Sundays, this Sunday, you know, for Sunday, the 17th of March. It's only 2 hours we're going to be spending, but it's going to be a beautiful 2 hour. Bring the young ones, bring the little ones. Yes, it's just going to be a joy. It's going to be upful, and we're going to make sure that you leave that little gathering well happy, and of course filled with gifts, and of course hoping that if you're not enrolled into the international homeschool program, you will definitely be enrolled into the program. Yes, my royal family, give thanks for your presence with us. Give thanks to the life giver and the keeper of life. As we say, if you know your Bible and you do not know your history, the knowledge of your Bible will become a mystery. And yes, it takes some to realize the real lies that are amongst us. Give thanks, Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. Blessed. Blessed love to all our international homeschool scholars and all who desire to be a part of this wonderful program.
We are having a massive international homeschool enrollment party on Sunday the 17th of March from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Caribbean Time.
We will have special guests, live activities, free gifts for all who enroll, and the free education package for all who register.
To register for free, visit our website at priestisaacinstitute.com or send us an email at priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com. The International Homeschool Enrollment Party. See you there.